Effectively managing your people, which is your largest asset, as well as your largest expense, is critical for public sector organizations. But far too often, organizations tend to use in-house systems as well as manual processes. While automating your time, labor, and leave processes will garner a number of benefits, including improved data accuracy, which means fewer payroll errors, as well as reduced labor costs due to accurate time tracking. Cloud Time and Labor, which is natively integrated with HR, absence management, payroll, and project costing, provides a wide range of time reporting options for all of your agency's populations. Now, we're going to go in and talk a little bit about some of the aspects of time and labor. Time and labor is definitely a complete automated time management solution. You can process time cards for employee groups very quickly, deliver consistent time entry processes by employee role, and you also have visibility into your employees' time reporting as well as their schedules. So you have the ability to control your costs, you improve your productivity, and you also enforce compliance. With Cloud Time and Labor, you're able to report quickly and easily time across multiple devices: mobile phone, tablet, desktop, and laptop. In addition, Cloud Time and Labor, you're able to use various rules to really ensure accuracy of time processing, such as time entry rules and time calculation rules. So you can really track not only your time, you also have the ability, given the integration with absence, to track absences as well, all in one location. You also have different areas in which you can report your hours. We provide a web clock where individuals through a device can report time via a web clock, so no time clock is even needed. We provide it for you, which is one-stop shop for you able to punch in and punch out, both for your work days and for your breaks. But we do also integrate with external time clock systems. So if you have existing time clock systems or you're looking at getting new ones, you have the ability to integrate Cloud Time and Labor with all of those external devices. Now we're going to go in and take a look at an employee reporting their hours in HCM Cloud. I'm in the system as Scott Grace. He's an employee who's going to use a time card to report his hours. So he's going to scroll down and use his existing time cards arena to be able to look at his past, most recent time cards, as well as to report existing time. So you can see he has a history of various time cards that he has reported in the past, so he has visibility to that information. But he's going to report new information on his time. And we're going to report hours for the week of November 12th. And this is a new time card. He has no entries right now, but we're going to add some entries. Now, one word about this is a time template. You have the ability to configure time templates based on populations for your specific needs. If you have individuals that need to report cost centers, or if they need to report locations, in this example you see both of those there, or other bits of information for that specific population, you can configure this template and provide just this template to that population so they use it as needed. Other individuals may not need to report anything other than start and stop times or total hours in a day. You can set up time templates with that as well. So in this example, we have a time template where an individual chooses their hours, and Scott's going to choose regular at this point, and he can choose a cost center as well. And he goes through and he selects his dates. Now, he can report day by day. He can also report for the entire week. I'm going to go ahead and report the entire week, Monday through Friday. So I've just selected all and taken off Saturday and Sunday. And I'm going to put in the start and stop times. And I'm going to click OK. And it goes through and calculates. Now, what this has done is the time calculation rules and the time entry rules have all run in the background. So those entry rules and calculation rules that you configure within the system based on your organization's policies will run in the background when people enter their time to validate what they're entering. So in this case, everything was fine. It added 8 hours from Monday through Friday. And now at this point, all Scott has to do is submit his time. So he's submitting his time card. This time card will follow a workflow approval to the approver designated for Scott. In this case, it's his supervisor. That time is now in the system and you see it here. Now, one of the things I wanted to point out to you as well is look at this time card here. You notice that he's reported 40 hours from week to week, but you also notice that there's total hours of 60 here. I want to show you an example of how the time shows based on those time calculation rules and time entry rules. So what we have in our configured system as an example of configuration is we have some shift premiums. We also have automatic overtime over a certain threshold of hours. So if I go in and review the time card where Scott, all he did was report 60 hours, start and stop times of 8:30 to 8:30, Monday through Friday. There was no other magic that he had to do because the system takes care of the rest. So if you're looking at the calculation results, you can see right here, Monday, given that his hours bled over into a shift that requires shift premium, it automatically added shift premium to the days of the week. And then when he also got to the point where the threshold of regular hours versus overtime hours crossed over, you notice right here, he has 4 hours regular on Thursday, and then the rest go into overtime. And then on Friday, he has a shift premium as well as his overtime. So those time calculation rules are doing the thinking for him. All he puts in is start and stop times, makes it nice and simple to enter hours. Now I'm going to switch to a different type of time entry user to show you the web clock. Now I'm in the system as Tom Velez, another individual who needs to report hours, but Tom uses the web clock. So we're going to go in and show you what that looks like. Very simple and easy way of reporting hours. And again, this comes provided with Oracle Time and Labor. So I'm going to go to the web clock. And you see right here that Tom has already punched in at 8 o'clock in the morning for the day. And so let's say he's going to take his lunch at this point. So he clocks out for his meal, goes to lunch, and then from here he would punch back in and then punch in for the rest of the day. It tracks all of those punches and builds a time card in the system that can eventually then be processed through payroll. And now we're going to switch over to a supervisor that actually needs to go in and review time entries as well as approve time entries. And now we're in the system as Jordan, who's a supervisor with a team of individuals that she's responsible for approving their time. Let's take a look at her actual notifications in the system. She can see right here her notifications where she can actually review those time entry transactions and approve them or reject them right here from her notifications. So if I click on one of these time entries, this will bring up a page that'll show the complete detail of this time entry for Scott in this case. So if I scroll down, I can see the amount of vacation and regular time that Scott entered. And I can make decisions right away on whether I need to approve this. I could see any comments or attachments that are along with the transaction that Scott may have entered. And then from here, I simply approve or reject. So I'm going to click approve on that. That transaction is done. I can do that from a mobile device. I can also do that from an external email system if you choose to have notifications go to your external email. So I can do this on the run as a supervisor. But sometimes I need to go into time management administration and review all transactions at once. So I'm going to bring up a span of time, and I'm going to bring up my group in which I'm responsible for. And so I can quickly see from my time management dashboard a number of different things. I'll be able to see the statuses of the different time cards is I can see how many have been entered, how many are approved, how many are submitted. The submitted time cards are the ones that I need to take action on, and the entered ones I can review to see who hasn't completely submitted their time yet. Not that that ever happens. We also can go through and look at any errors or other types of information that are important in managing our time transactions. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead into the submitted time cards and look to see what I have here. So I see that Scott has reported a number of different time cards. Tia has also reported a time card. I have a few options as a supervisor here. What I can do is I can simply go into the specific time card and review the time card and take action individually. So I can review and make changes as needed based on the information. So if I need to update a cost center or if I need to put in other information, I can certainly do so. Or I could send this back to the employee to have them make changes for this transaction. But the other thing, especially for managers that have a large team with pretty consistent time reporting, I have the ability to highlight multiple rows and simply click approve to approve all that time at once. So it makes my life as a supervisor a lot easier in managing time. And one of the other benefits about cloud time and labor is the ability to manage planned schedules. Now I have my entire team that I can visibly see their schedules, when they start, when they stop, and what their work week looks like. So you can see right here that I have the ability to scroll through my entire team and see their different schedules, who's on day shift, who's on swing shift, who's on night shift, or whatever the names of the shifts are for your agency. These are just sample shifts for our configuration. Now I can also look at my resource planning down here where I can see the balance of workload across all the different days of the week. And I can see that on these 2 days right here, I have a bit of an imbalance that I need to address. So what I can do is I can take Bob's schedule here, for example, and move him over to the 13th and balance out that day. And I can do the same with other individuals as well to balance out the workload, because I obviously have surplus in other days, but I'm lacking workforce on this particular day. Then once I'm done with the schedule, I can publish the schedule and it's visible to all of my team members through their time and labor. Oracle Time and Labor, which is an integral part of the HCM Cloud Suite, is a rule-based, comprehensive, easy-to-use process to help manage your most important asset, your people.